Okay, let's get started. A very warm welcome to our distinguished guests and esteemed leaders. We are honored to have you at the Executive Leadership Roundtable, a panel discussion hosted by Dunster Business School. Today's business landscape is being reshaped by artificial intelligence at an unprecedented pace. From automation and predictive analytics to generative AI and decision intelligence, the opportunities are transformative, but so are the ethical challenges. So today we shall explore the topic, how will AI reshape leadership, ethics, and business strategy in the next decade? Before we delve into this hot topic, let's do a 30-second lightning introduction with our distinguished panelists. First, require your name, your research focus or your industry, and one word that describes AI in the next decade. Can we start with Dr.
Right?
Cynthia?
Thank you so much. Thank you, Nada. Good afternoon once again. My name is Dr. Clementina C. Soko. I am an AI governance strategist and founder of the Elite Digital Business Academy here in the UAE. My work focuses on helping organizations integrate artificial intelligence responsibly by embedding governance, accountability, and ethical leadership into business architecture. I'm currently writing a book on AI governance for SMEs and also human-centered AI governance in business, that is restoring accountability, trust, and leadership in social-technical systems, which explores how emerging markets can adopt AI strategically without compromising transparency, trust, or regulatory alignment. My core belief is that the future of AI will not be defined only by innovation, but by how well it is governed. Now to the question. You said we should talk about in one word what AI would be in the next decade. It's governed because the next decade of AI will be defined not just by capability, but by accountability and responsible leadership. Thank you.
Thank you, that was very interesting. Thank you. Yes, can we have the thoughts from the others as well? Can we have Marios Farlas?
Hello everyone, good afternoon. My name is Marios Fourlas. I'm a construction project manager and my research focus is in construction project management and engineering leadership. And generally for AI, I would use one word, future innovation. And also I see for AI in the future, there will be a stronger collaboration between humans and artificial intelligence, which is going to reshape our society, our daily life, and will help to improve and enhance the future and whatever is ahead for us. And definitely AI is going to be one very useful tool that will help the humans in all these aspects in order to change these things for the better.
Awesome. So it is going to be more of a close connection between humans and AI.
Close collaboration, exactly. Yes.
Amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Can we have the next one? Sushant? Dr. Sushant Rajput? Dr. Sridhar?
Should I continue? Praveen here.
Yes, Praveen. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hi, good evening. So I'm Praveen Chandra. I'm into construction industry basically. So my thoughts in A is how, when it comes to construction industry in project management basically, so and make sure that AI-driven decisions are implementing AI on their routine work styles, how it is going to be impacted, getting better results, making sure that because sometimes there is peoples will get scared of bringing AI. So during this change environment, how leaders can communicate effectively and make sure that the best is being taken from all the employees. So this is what I'm interested.
Yeah.
In a word, when next decade, what mostly I will tell is data driven decisions are taken. However, humans will lead the decisions, but with more intelligent way of system shaking how the decisions are taken, because they are supported. Leaders take the decisions supported by datas. Whatever case, there will be a human touch. The sentimental cannot be replaced by AI. So that humans will have to come back
Of
to the
course,
next.
right?
Yes.
So we are indispensable. But of course, AI is going to be a very helpful tool, and AI would definitely influence people in taking decisions.
Yes.
Right. Thank you so very much. Let's move on to the next question, and forget about the order. Whoever wants to go ahead and share your thoughts, please feel free to just go beyond the order, share your name and your thoughts. Okay, so how is AI currently redefining decision making in organizations? Is it already influencing, or do you think that in the near future it is going to influence people in decision making heavily? What is it in comparison to the future and now, in terms of decision making and the influence that AI has on our decisions?
Okay, I would like to come in here again, Dr. Clementina. Yeah. AI, which is artificial intelligence, is not just a technological revolution. It is a leadership revolution. The institutions that succeed will be those that design governance architecture around AI, ensuring accountability, transparency, and human-centered innovation. So how will AI reshape leadership ethics in the coming decade? AI will fundamentally reshape leadership ethics by shifting responsibility from operational decision making to algorithm oversight. In the next decade, leaders will no longer be judged only by their financial outcomes, but by how responsibly their AI systems can make decisions, including issues of bias, transparency, data governance, and accountability. Strategically, AI will move from being a productivity tool to becoming a core architecture of business models. We'll see that evolving next decade.
Yeah.
This means boards and executives must embed AI governance frameworks directly in corporate strategy. If you don't do that, then you will have a little bit of an issue, because every other industry is gearing towards this effect. The competitive advantage will not belong to the fastest adopters, not those who start using the AI, but those who are responsible and that will have structured integrations with their business. Thank you.
Thank you. That's very interesting. Like you said, it has to be a main guiding force in order to build, like, the board and everything is going to be reliant on the AI. And it's not about who's going to adopt it first, but it's more about how we do it in a very structured manner. That is very insightful. Thank you so much. Any thoughts on this?
You're welcome.
Anyone else?
First, AI is a very helpful tool to be when it's a very large bank of information. It's very necessary to make sure that this information is a very professional and useful information, because we can also dump unnecessary information inside this bank. For example, if we go into Facebook, if you go into YouTube, we can find like unnecessary information that is beyond the ethics sometimes, or it's misleading to young generation, for example, right? So a rule that should be respected by law, should be respected by an ethic, that the bank of information that we are responsible to put into that bank is the class A information that should be input there. This is first. Second, coming to the engineering application, if we raise the question, how many beams of 6 meters in concrete have we designed? Millions of beams of 6 meters we have designed. So why we need to reinvent the wheel again? So if I'm an engineer, I work into a firm, so I need to design a beam of 6 meters, so I can directly find it on AI.
Yeah.
And I can find the best design on AI. So why do I need to? So this firm can take the advantage of AI by minimizing the time of design and finding the best design for this beam of 6 meters, having this load with these conditions, and 1, 2, 3, 4. So finally, the firm can take advantage of the AI by minimizing the time, having the best design done by the best engineers in the world, and this is one of the advantages that can be taken. Coming into leadership and decision making. So if I want to decide about a certain topic, so if we have a meeting, we might have lots of ideas. So I think that, I think this, you think that, you think this, what if and what ifs. This what ifs can be shrinked and minimized using the AI by giving us what have been discussed before and what are the results, what are the negative and the positive points. So this will minimize the time and shrink the time for the solutions and what can be, what are the, and this also will minimize the time and eliminate this hours and hours of unnecessary meeting, and this will help firms to take better decisions. Now, coming to the third point, which is very, very important, and I think Dr. Clementina has mentioned that human beings are not replaceable. So what is the difference between a machine and a human mind? A human mind is a mind and a spirit and an inspiration, and it's very much complex than what we know. So human mind, if I have idea A and plus idea B, I can come up with idea C and idea B and idea E. So this is what a machine cannot do. This is what the AI cannot do. So finally, a leader of a firm is a person who can make a decision that this idea that I'm taking from an AI are not sufficient for me anymore. I must go to a research. So an AI must be equipped by another, let's say, device or an idea or another security device that will tell us that now you need to make a research to come up with an idea that does not exist in my bank. To us, that to remind us that we are human. He must not give us the impression slowly and slowly that he is in a competition with our mind, because slowly and slowly humans will lose their mind ethics, their mind's capabilities. So we must.
Okay, you can go ahead. No problem.
Yes, Dr. Clementina.
Okay, thank you. As AI continues to evolve, the real question is not whether businesses will adopt it, but how responsible they will integrate it. So to your question, that's where the human side comes in. And that's why my book on human-centered AI governance in business is very important, because the world is not ready for strict full artificial intelligence control. No, you still need the human part of it. Now the question is, why is there governance? Why should there be governance? When internet started, there was no governance then, and lots of things went haywire because some wrong information were being posted, some underage children were being accessing information they shouldn't, and that's another problem with AI. That's why we have governance. In everything we do, there must be a rule, there must be a guide. Who takes the fall? When AI causes a problem or misdemeanor, who is at fault? Who will be held responsible? There's so many disadvantage right now with AI, in as much as there's advantage with it. So when governance is put in place, it can correct these issues. So from my experience across business, media, and education, I see AI as a leadership tool, not just a technical one. The organizations that strive will be those that combine innovation with governance, ensuring transparency, ethical design, and human oversight. You know, and just as leaders are accountable for the performance of their teams, they must also be accountable for the performance of their AI systems. That must be a very important note. They must be just like you have a company, you have staff, and you are responsible about them. The same way you install AI system, you should take accountability for that and be responsible.
Yes. And
Because
also,
without that, okay, no, you can go ahead.
yeah, and also you did mention about governance. So if you have to explain or give a few tips to the layman, like how exactly they can keep in mind AI as a governing tool as opposed to being like the leader itself.
Okay. Like I said, AI is no longer a technological discussion, it is a governance discussion. The future belongs to leaders who understand both innovation and responsibility. Governance, in a nutshell, has to do with responsibility. Leaders should hold full accountability for AI outcomes deployed under their authority. AI does not operate independently. It is designed, trained, implemented, and even governed by human institutions. Therefore, responsibility cannot be delegated to the algorithm. In the next
Exactly.
decade, accountability frameworks must evolve so that executive leadership remains answerable for the systems they approve and integrate. AI can assist decisions, but accountability must remain human.
Of
That's my
course.
take on that. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So they can assist us with the decisions, but then if it does not work out or if it works out, the accountability has to be on an individual because ultimately the individual has to decide whether or not this decision would make sense for the productivity of the entire outcome.
I would
Awesome.
like to add what Dr.
Yes.
Clementia was stating. That's true that the responsibility, the decision responsibility or the judgment quality basically lies upon the leaders who get an assistance from AI. Basically, if a person knows the prompting, what questions to be asked to AI to get the proper responses, that is the responsibility what he is taking, because when he is asking some questions, some prompting which is not relevant to what he wants, and that responses he cannot take it for as a general. So that information has to be precise what he is taking. So for that, a leader has to be knowledgeable, should know what he wants, and whether whatever informations he is getting from AI, whether it is correct or not. So the limitations he has to know, when to trust AI, when not to trust AI. So that limitations a leaders has to know. So that has to be developed in the coming decade, basically.
Okay, that's very interesting. Of course, like we are still the leaders. Of course, we can have different people. Like when you sit down to brainstorm, different people would give in different ideas. So same, AI is something that would help us with brainstorming perhaps, but the ultimate decision has to be taken by an individual in order to oversee the final outcome and measure it in terms of the productivity, right? Thank you very much. So, did we have any final thoughts on this? Anyone?
Yes, please. Okay, good. Go ahead, sir. You can go ahead,
No,
Mr.
please,
Simon.
ladies first. Ladies first.
Dr. Simon.
Ladies
Okay.
first, please.
Okay. I just want to say a quick one here because there's been a buzz about AI. A lot of people have a misconception about AI. Really, AI is not a threat and shouldn't be seen as bad. It should be seen as a help tool. Because AI will reshape competition by shifting advantage from skill alone to intelligence. Okay, and in the next decade or more, companies will be competitive not just on product, but on price, but also effectively the way they integrate AI into decision making, operations, and customer experience. I know we don't have much time. I would have given you some case study about what AI is doing, the advantage of AI, and still the fact that AI is still causing some disruptions because it has not been governed. There's no rule guiding how do you use it. When it gives a false information, how do you react to it? Who bears the fall? The AI company who created the algorithm to do that particular job you used it for, or you who took the wrong decision by strictly listening to the AI without human discernment and making the action. So that will be a big issue in the coming decade if
Future.
governance is not put into place here.
Well
Industries
said.
that traditionally relied on infrastructure or size will be disrupted by agile AI enabled organizations that can predict trends, personalize services, and optimize processes in real time. Ultimately, AI will compress competitive gaps because it will also widen and divide between companies that govern AI strategically and those that adopt it reactively. Okay, the real competition will be between AI native organizations and AI late adopters. So, governance is something we must look into in all fields. Artificial intelligence has come to stay, but it must be governed. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And as you said, AI is not a threat, it would be a helping tool. It is a governing tool, and ultimately, the decision finally lies on an individual, and that individual needs to take accountability and not the AI. Thank you so very much.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so very much. Thank you once again to all our panelists for the insightful perspectives. What we've explored today makes one thing clear. AI is not just transforming how organizations operate, but how leaders would think, decide, and act. As we move forward, the challenge is not simply adopting AI, but by doing so responsibly and by using it as a governing tool. This would definitely be more like a friend, the AI, and it is going to be more like a source of information, and we would embrace it, and we would be the ultimate ones who would take the final decision. Thank you so very much for all your insights and all the perspectives shared from your end. Thank you.